Hello and welcome to May 12th, where we're reading 1 Samuel 28 through 30. Now, today's reading covers all of the events that lead up to the death of Saul, although we don't actually cover the death itself. We'll see Saul's bad choices leading up to that in anticipation of the day, and we'll see some of what David's doing as he's kind of waiting in the meantime to see what happens. But we won't quite get to Saul's death. That's going to be tomorrow. We'll cover that in 1 Samuel and in 2 Samuel as well. Now, if you're interested in a more thorough breakdown of what is in each of these chapters, 1 Samuel 28 covers Saul trying to get word from God. Basically, Israel's getting invaded by Philistia again, like they were with Goliath, like they were when they lost the ark back in chapter 4. You've seen this repeated over and over again. Philistia is making war with them. Saul is kind of worried about it, and so he seeks help from the Lord, but the Lord won't answer him anymore. And Saul doesn't have Samuel to go through anymore. Saul doesn't have an advisor who is close to the Lord, and so instead he seeks out a witch from Endor, this random place, not the location from Star Wars, but a city that's in the land. He seeks out this witch. She calls Samuel back from the dead, and Samuel basically says, Saul, you're going to die here. Quit trying. In chapter 29, David is with the Philistines, and he's called up to battle against Israel. And so he lines up to battle against Israel. I don't think he actually would have fought Israel, but he is certainly telling the king that he would. I think he would have probably turned against the Philistines. He probably would have protected the people of Israel. But God spares him from that choice because the other Philistines get very suspicious of him and say, hey, we don't want him involved. And so David is left outside. Instead, he goes and conquests something else. Instead, he goes and takes out a different city. And in chapter 30, what you see is David coming back from the conquest. He comes back to his home city to find that it has been raided by somebody else. They took all his wives, they took all his kids. And so he goes out after them and he goes and kills them instead. And instead of destroying Israel, instead of having to fight against Israel, instead of having to choose between fighting against Israel and fighting against Philistia, which is what he promised he would do, he is instead called to go and kill this other nation that is also a problem for Israel. And so God gives him the easier way out of that. And he relies on God. He asks God what to do about those things, which is mostly positive. Not everything is good in that chapter. Not everything is great with how David is thinking and acting, but at least it's not as bad as it could be. And he doesn't do anything against the people of God. If that's interesting to you, there are further notes on the written page. And if not, I'll see you tomorrow, May 13th, where we're reading 1 Samuel 31 through 2 Samuel chapter 2.